So this is a presentation of my week 2 business model canvas. I got out of the office and talked to several parents of middle schoolers that I taught during the summer at Galileo Summer Camp. And I got some interesting insights into their thinking and some things that definitely influenced this week's changes for the business model canvas. Let's get right into it. So I discovered that there was still a pretty serious preconception that video games are really bad, that they compete against education, regular education, and that it's a negative influence on kids. And so even though parents were willing to spend money for summer camp activities that involved learning video game development, they weren't really as hot for more of that during the school year. So essentially, I would have to go against their thoughts about video games being bad, that they're bad for kids, that they are a negative influence and a time waster, and that definitely has a huge impact on my initial thoughts about my customer segments. I initially thought that I was really working with a multi-sided market where we're dealing with the users as being the middle schoolers, and then the actual paying customers would be their parents. And I would have to tackle this preconception of video games and explain to them, educate them that, hey, beyond what I taught during the summer, there are a lot of beneficial things that can come out of learning how to make video games, and it's not all just about playing or spending more time on front of a screen. There are a lot of things that go into game development that encompasses other disciplines such as art, math, basic logic skills, communication skills, and so that would be a lot of education that I would have to provide to the parents of my target users, and I don't think I have the bandwidth to deal with that much information and trying to convince people to change their minds about something. So that led to some major changes in the business model canvas for this week. So I decided to abandon the middle schoolers and their parents and look at customer segments that I knew well. And so first I targeted college students, and then I drilled down into Cogswell college students since I teach here, and then focus even more on juniors and seniors, specifically in the game design and development program. Also, another customer segment I was thinking about was the working Cogswell alumni and also recent Cogswell graduates still looking for work. Decided to look at those aspects as well, just because I still have contacts with alumni and both working and those that are still looking for work. So I decided to kind of shift over to this group since I have more knowledge and access. So that leads to the revamp of this week's business model canvas. So as you can see, new customer segments and also value propositions for each. Now, I'm not exactly hot for the value propositions. Still need to kind of think about them because they're not exactly must-haves, real pain points that I'm addressing. Although for the recent graduates still looking for work, it might still make sense just because they might need additional experience making games for the portfolio, so that might still be a pain point that I can address. Also, I looked at other ways to distribute my content. So since I'm leaving live instruction and moving into online instruction, since that seems to make more sense in terms of the limited amount of time resource that I have, I decided to look at online education distribution sites such as Udemy and Skillshare. I've bought courses for both, and I've enjoyed how they present the information, how they host it. The payment process is pretty seamless and simple to use. and a ton of users already on both sites, especially on Udemy. So decided to look into those areas. Also looking at YouTube and considering creating a website for myself and a blog for myself, and then selling online content that way. So additional costs in terms of web hosting, payment processing costs are in play. Also looking at Udemy and how they split revenue. They have a certain formula for uh, dividing revenue if they provide the customers. So had to factor in that cost as well. Um, Last thing that I made changes to was the revenue streams. So looking at pay per course and also considering some sort of monthly subscription model. So and though pay per course would be only applicable for the online distribution sites, but for my own website, I think a monthly subscription idea might also work. So either a la carte or monthly might be something I might want to offer. So that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks for listening.